All right, take two. You talking still, buddy? That's one of my little guys in the background. So the reason why I'm making this video is because one thing that I've learned, I'm trying to learn, it's a work in progress. If you hear something in the back, that's my little, that's the little Atlas, his name is. But one thing I talk about in the stress, inflammation, and fat burning nutrition workshop that we do every month is I reference the book, The Slight Edge, and I give some tips on how to make changes with your health. And one thing is that, you know, it's progress, not perfection, but also setting your standards. So the way I look at it is like, okay, if my standard with exercise, for example, is at least 3 times a week, 4 is good, 5 is great. Normally for years, because I had kids older, and just quick, funny, just side note with that is because a lot of patients get a kick out of this, but I tell them, listen, my one grandfather lived to be 97. Both my grandfathers, great guys, great people. And, you know, it's interesting, you know, you look back on your family and you think, okay, you know, certain people teach you things and just things that they say, you just remember. But my one grandfather lived to be 97. Every week I would go to visit him, and it wasn't like he had, you know, like he couldn't remember. He was just, you know, he was being sarcastic. But every week I'd go to visit him and he would say, you know, are you married yet? And I go, no, Grandpa, I didn't get married this week. And he would say, you know, he would just make a comment. I'd be like, well, I'm doing the first 50 on my own. I'll do the next 50 with someone else. So I'm saying that to let you know that, you know, I had kids later. So for years and years, my personality is, if I know I'm going to bang out workouts like the night before, I'm like, you know, all right, this is what I'm going to wear. This is what time I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to bang it out. Well, you throw, you know, other people into the mix, right? And you got to be flexible. So the point in this is just goes back to the, you know, the tips I try to give on the workshop. You got to think like you're in it for the long run, okay? So it's not always going to go exactly perfect. So I'm not going to be able to bang out most times an hour-long workout in a row. So quick tip is, listen, even if you can break it up and you get it done throughout the day, that's okay also. You got to be a little flexible. Yeah? He wants to be in the video, see, the audio. So you got to be flexible. So say if, you know, one thing that I started doing years ago, was that I started adding in core to every workout. I have, you know, I've had back issues in the past. I still have my days, and that's why it's funny. People will say, oh, you know, you're a chiropractor, you know, how do you have back issues? It's like, look, you know, that's how I get into this, first of all, but also I'm bending over people all day, you know, but it's a work in progress. But, you know, one thing that I learned was, okay, look, you know, I'm gonna have to stretch and do flexibility exercises and also core. I'm gonna do that with every workout. So 4 days a week, I do core exercises. So I'll do, like, you know, front planks, opposite arm, opposite leg. I'll do like Mackenzie extensions, like a cobra. I don't come up onto my palms. I'll go onto like my forearms, an extension. It pushes the bones back and pushes the disc in. So it's really good for discs and sciatica and stuff like that if it doesn't increase leg pain. And don't do any of these unless you've had your spine checked, and then someone who knows what they're doing actually can guide you with these, okay? Even with patients, I'll tell them, listen, don't just jump into aggressive core exercises. First, we got to get your spine moving, you know, increase the, you know, the joint motion in the spine, specific joint motion. Then, you know, we work on flexibility. Then we can add in core and walking also. It's key, and hydration. That's key for your spine. But I'll do side planks. I'll do bridges. I'll do flexibility exercises. But with the workouts, sometimes if it's a situation where like I got to go and like, you know, get sidetracked, right? I'll do like 10 minutes or 15 minutes, leave the workout, and then come back to it. That's not the way my personality is. I like to just bang it all out at once. You know what I mean? Just get it done, especially the earlier the better. So I get up early, but my little 3-year-old gets up super early. Like I can't get up earlier than this kid. Gets up at like 4:45, 5 o'clock. We've tried all different times. He's just an early riser. And if I try to like sneak by his room and go work out, he'll like pop up and hear me, you know? So bottom line is, in the morning, I really want to get the workout done. So maybe what I do is like walk with him, for example. Point being, you got to be flexible. Then I'll come back to do weights later on. So, you know, if you could do some things at home also, maybe you do like the core at home and then you go to the gym for the weights, or maybe you have dumbbells at home. Point being, you got to be flexible. But if you just think, listen, you're in it for the long run, okay? It's not going to be, we used to spend over 2 hours in the gym, like in school. When I was in school, it'd be like 4 of us, and we'd be in there. It was like a 2+ hour, session in the gym. I have no desire to do that anymore. But even if, it's an hour session where it's maybe a half hour of walking and then like 10 minutes of core and then 20 minutes of weights or something like that, just be flexible. Also, what I do is I'll do push-ups in the morning in the bathroom. I'll do freestanding squats just to get a little bit of, motion going in the morning. And as a general rule in the morning, I'm thinking like, get into gratitude, hydrate, try to meditate, gratitude, flexibility, just get some movement in the morning really early on. And another thing I started going back to was just getting in the headspace of small wins, because that gives you momentum. If you can get some small wins, because, and I've done this too in the past, where if I say, all right, no, I'll get to it later on, you know what happens, especially with working out, the day just like slips by, and then the next thing you know, you just lose that juice and that momentum. But in the morning, I have I have that momentum, and I have that basically desire to get it done. But if I can't bang out the whole workout, I used to get frustrated. And so you got to be more flexible, I think that's something that's key, especially with the workout. So if I can't do the whole workout at once, I'll just break it up, and that's okay. Sometimes you don't get that full like pump, especially if it's weights. If you're in the middle doing supersets or something like that, you might not get that full pump, but just to get it in, I think is key. And that's super important, especially like I just turned 50. So I'll tell you this, getting that motion in and that movement, that flexibility, but doing the core and getting weights in and even the walking, it's more important like than ever. So that's the tip I would give, is just be flexible with your workouts. Think progress, not perfection. Even if you got to break them up a little bit, it's okay. All right. Sorry about the extra noise and distraction in the background, but again, got to be flexible with these videos too. And this was take 2, so hope this finds you well. Talk to you soon.